Hey guys, the web tool that I will be showing you how to use today is QuizWizard. So we're just going to go ahead and log in. Obviously if you don't have an account you would hit register now, but since I already have one, I'm going to log in with Google. So the reason that I actually picked this website were because I really just thought it was interesting because it gives you the ability to create your own game. And I know there's a lot of different websites out there that are similar, but the reason that I like this one is because you can actually see your character moving or like your name moving while you're playing it. So you can monitor your progress, and it kind of shows you like how many questions you got correct, and it shows you who's like basically like ahead or like behind, and you can like it's just like a way like to have a lot more fun in the classroom, especially like if you're reviewing. It kind of like, I feel like it would make students want to study and to do better because they want to win. I mean, what child isn't competitive? I know I was really competitive when it came to games, and I still am. So what we're going to do is, this is my games that I've already created. However, first to make a new game, you're going to want to hit make a game. And so we are going to put in a game title. So we're just going to put game 1. You can make it available only to yourself or to everyone. For this, I'm just going to put, we'll just put to everyone. And there's different categories that you can put it under, and this is like, since it's to everyone, I'll go through and show you later, but you'll see that there's different games that fall under each category. Or we can just leave it blank. I'm just going to leave it blank for this purpose. You can also add a folder to, like it says, to organize the games, and I think this would be like really good, especially like if you start to create a lot of games that go with different subjects. So you can have one that's just math, or one that's just history, or one that's just science, just to keep everything organized. So for here though, we're just going to hit OK, and we're going to launch it. So for here, we just have it plain and simple right now. They do have a help button if you would like some help. However, I'm going to show you guys what I have learned. So you can choose a background. So you can go through, download one, get one from your camera roll or your pictures. That's what I did for mine. So that butterflies one is the one that I chose to have the background for the game that I created, which I will show you later. Or you could clone a game. So for this purpose, I'm just going to go ahead and clone a game. That way I don't have to go and search for a picture. So we're just going to go ahead and choose a simple one. And we're just going to click this to clone. And here it's just like kind of started. And so as you can see, I'm able to move the different numbers. So this is let you know how many questions there are. So whenever it's colored, usually that means like there's like a question, but you see how it says based on the questions, the space, like you can't reach it. So you can add a space if you want to. Like I just added this one, and you can just really like place it and organize them wherever you really want to. You can also go and edit the space, so you can make them circles, or if you prefer to have them square, you can do that, as well as, you know, just like change the size. You want it bigger or smaller. You can see them in the background that they're changing. We're just going to do them a little smaller because we don't want them overwhelmingly large. As well as there's just like a variety of colors that you can pick from. We're just going to go ahead and do kind of like the reddish color. We're going to do red, and you can see, you can just change the color, and then we're just gonna hit OK. Excuse me. So you can also change the player movement. So if you answer it correct, you can pick how many you think should move forward. I'm going to keep it simple, and we go with 1. Or then if you get it wrong, you make them go back 2. And you really just, whatever you think is best for your students. So then we can go and we can do our questions. So I think this is really neat because you can go and you can explain the answer. You can also add an image here. So you can go to Image Library and you can search the different kinds of pictures that they have on here, or like what you want. And I just search whatever you want. So if we're going to put corgi, we can go ahead and search that, and we just get a bunch of pictures. And you can also add a video if you would like. You would have to go to YouTube, get the URL, but you can put it in there and you can add it, and they could see the video in order to answer the question. So let's actually go ahead and insert a picture maybe, just so we can see. So like a simple question would be like, if we added this image into it, we could ask what type of dog is in the picture. Ooh. So then you get to pick wherever you want the answer to go. So if I'm going to put it for B, you can put corgi, you can put a Dalmatian, a pug, you can put a pit bull. So then you would just go and you would click the correct one. You could also just go ahead and delete an answer and it could just go away, or you can even add multiple ones. You can also add an explanation here if you want, and you can also add another image there if you would like. So to continue to add questions, if you are finished here, you just click add a question and you basically just come do the exact same process, and then to save the game, you would just hit save, and then it will appear under your games. So for my game that I created was a butterfly game. So I'm going to go to edit so we can see it. So I did mine over basically the life cycle of a butterfly. And so I decided to do circles, and my player movement is just 1 to go forward and 0 if they get it incorrect. And yeah, in order to play the game, so if I'm going to save it to make sure it doesn't get deleted, to play the game you would go to quizwizard.com/play, and you're going to hit this one that says join a game, and so it will give you your access code. Once you go, you will want to hit to play this game, and it will go. So it's waiting for people to join, and so we would go to Quiz Wizard, and it's 90910, and we'll just hit join. Your name, Amanda, and we're going to play the game. So I just think would be a really fun way for you to get your students to be like actively engaged in the class. I think this could be a great way for you to review. I'm going to get out of it. I'm actually going to stop the game just so we make sure we have time. I don't want to, so let me go back. I just think this would be a really great way for you to incorporate in your classroom, because I think students would find it really fun and really interactive for you to be able to play the game when reviewing for a test that's upcoming, or just to assess their knowledge of what they know of the material. And I think it would also just be really great to use like as like a project. So you can use this like as a group project. You can split the class up into groups, and they can create a game going over a topic that is, maybe let's say we're doing history, a history lesson, and we have a history test coming up. You can split up the sections and be like, tell the students, oh, you're going to take the first section, you're going to take the second, you're going to take the third, and you're going to take the fourth, and let them come up with their own game. That way they're collaborating with one another, they're using technology, and they also will, at the very end, when they've finished the project, be able to use it. That way the students are learning, and it's a really fun way for students just to be able to test their knowledge and be competitive while still assessing their knowledge of what they have learned. So I think it's a really great way, a really great tool that you can use and implement in the classroom. You can also look at other games. So there's a question bank, but you have to pay for that, and I'm not about that life because I don't have money for things like that. You can also create avatars if you choose to purchase, but we're not going to do the pro feature. So here are the public games that they have. So you can just look, we can click into science, and it just gives you different games that, if you don't really have an idea of how you want to format things, you can look at the different games, or if you go through it and you think it would be good for your students, you could go ahead and play one of these games instead of making your own. So I think it's really great, it's a useful tool, and it can just I feel like really make learning and reviewing more fun, because sometimes it can just be really dull when you're just going through and saying everything that you have already said. It just gets the students to be more active and gives them the chance to use the technology in the classroom. And children really like that, because I remember me playing games, and whenever we would have it to play like Kahoot, I really enjoyed that. But I think that this one is a little bit better, just because students will be able to see their progress. They'll see them going from here to here whenever they get it correct. And I think that's really just fun, because it's you can see your progress, and you're not just oh, I'm number 15 because I haven't gotten all these correct. But you see your progress, and it's more visual, and I think many people are more visual, and so for you to be able to see that progress, it's almost like a board game. It's like a virtual board game, and I just think that that's really fun and really great. And yeah, so this is my web tool, and I hope you guys find it useful, and I hope you create your own game.